Well, my name is Christoph. I'm from Germany originally. I've been a lifelong truth seeker and truth speaker, always speaking what's on my mind. It got me in a lot of trouble as a child, as you can imagine. I was actually the terrible rebel in school. Nobody could tell me anything. I completely defied authority because I felt conditioned against my will. But there was the beginning of realize to actualize, and I'm standing here in front of you today, and actually years ago I came up with the concept of realize to actualize and given myself the title Teacher of Learning and Practicing Philosopher. And it's not really about going to school for that or getting your little credentials. It's about learning this for yourself, or just learning for yourself whatever it is you want to learn. That's what it's about. Life's a school, and you can be who you choose to be. I always thought about with religion, when we talk about, we believe. We need to believe in God or believe something outside of us. Believe in a power greater than us. Just imagine if you can learn if you could learn to believe in one another, and if you can learn to believe in ourselves. That's where it begins. And that's something I'm definitely trying to inspire in this awareness. I hope you can learn to believe in yourself a little bit more. And humanity. When things are looking a little gloomy out there, and have been like this, and I sometimes can be drawing a gloomy picture. I don't mean to do that, because the good news is that we can change the course of things. We have powers, and we are the people. And again, those 1% don't even bother. They're just doing their job. They are not part of the consciousness. They can't be, because that's their role, that's their function. They need to be there in order for us to realize that we are free, and it's about us, the people. And that new consciousness is about being conscious, learning to think for ourselves, learning to be more true to ourselves and one another. This is about working with people and extending yourself beyond that which is necessarily comfortable to you, what you like. Because it's not really about that. If it's only about that, and everybody has their own standards about what they like and what they don't like, there's no surprise that we're so divided. And ultimately, it's about coming together, and that's what the new consciousness is about. And it begins from us, the people. It's about us, the people. It's not about the 1% and the masses who suffer, which always have suffered, have been part of this consciousness. But here we are at the verge of a brand new consciousness, as one. That's the idea, because, that's the reality, because we all are one. We all are family. And those in power just do their job just like a bank clerk does, or a restaurant hostess, or a waiter, or a lawyer, or whatever. We all support their consciousness, and we all play our part. So the new consciousness is about a new system, to give rise to a new system. And for that system to arise, it's about we need to get ready. We need to get ready in our own mind, to allow for that. And it's about where we can learn that, we can practice that in our day-to-day affairs, and how we deal with people, and how we feel about ourselves, and how we express ourselves, how we conduct ourselves, about what we create. And so there it's really about, if we are stuck in the old consciousness and we just continue to just go through the motions of life and the routine, and every day just going to work and doing whatever it is we've been doing all along, and expecting for things to be different, and looking for positive experiences, which we all learn to look for that. And look for fun, look for happiness, entertainment. There's no business like show business. And it has become an industry. Entertainment has become an industry. Religion has become an industry. All of that. God has become an industry. Love has become an industry, has become a product. And that is totally going against the nature of things, how things are naturally, and going against our own nature. Because in order to support the consciousness, we just have to, learn that life is about doing what we're told. We need people who are obedient. And that's the main message we receive as we enter the school system, or the system. We just want to call it the system. Obey. You need to obey. Thou shalt obey. And disobedience is considered the greatest sin. And we need to obey. We need to be trained to obey to support the consciousness, which we all have been part of. But this is the old consciousness, because this consciousness has given rise to all the suffering, all the war, all the injustice throughout human history, all around the globe. And then we need to look at that. Don't you see that there has been this theme throughout human history where the masses have been enslaved, there was injustice and war, and always these revolutions which eventually replaced one system with another one, and there might be a few more civil rights, and some corrupt leaders were thrown out of office. But the new system eventually also became corrupt. And that's the reality. And always it has been this way. Because everything is driven by the economy and resources and money and the sense of power. It has blinded people and corrupted the minds and spirits of people. And because of this, there are the majority of people suffering in this world. And so the point I'm trying to make is when we look at history and all the things that happen, and the theme of human history, of the corruption and again, those in power against the masses, and there was always injustice and always war. What have we learned? That's really the main question I'm asking you. What have we learned? And if you look at your own life and your own experiences and your own history there, your own path, the question is, what have you learned?